Hail everyone, this is Geek Tropology, and today I'm taking a look at Anita Sarkeesian because, you know, we can throw her to the sun, so. Okay. Let's entertain the mob queen. Anita Sarkeesian plays the victim after receiving pushback from women against disingenuous complaints of boob armor in The Mandalorian. And her tweet was this one: Lady Mandalorians have boob armor now? Oh, come on, seriously? Yes, seriously. And I won't go into the whole fight because, we have a lot of women that can bitch slap her enough. But let's speak about something like real armor, real chivalry armor. For instance, the Spaniards' armor, like this one. As you can see, the plate is bigger on the belly, is quite raised on the chest. Why is that? Because you will have several layers of cloth to prevent shock. But this kind of armor have two main flaws. The first one is movement. Since it's restricting your belly, is restricting your side. I fully forgot the word. But anyway, since it's so restrictive, you won't be able to move. But you will be able to, actually in some of these armors, to fit a woman rather comfortably. Well, not that comfy, but you will get why is that. Since the woman is smaller, her breasts are bigger, but the plate is raised. You can fit a woman in this armor, not that easily, but you may try. And you will have a woman on this armor rather easily. The other flaw, the other big, huge flaw is the gaps. You have gaps here, you have gaps here, you have gaps here, you may have gaps on the sides. So what on war was done was half sorting. You took the sword by the blade and from the pommel or the hilt, and depending on how much pressure you want to apply, most likely you will take the blade on your left hand and the pommel on your right hand. You will seek the gap on the armor and push. If you did that here, the amount of force you are giving with the pommel will actually break the rib cage, and the sword will go through the lungs and heart. So yes, that's the most efficient way with this kind of armor to damage someone. On later ages, we had rapiers and such. These small weapons were ready to go for the gaps, so we actually get a lot more material on the sides. It wasn't too cumbersome to actually fight, so then we went to only chest plates. It was a whole issue, and yes, only chest plates. The conquistadores, the Spaniards that came to my country, were using only this because it was not so useful to be fully covered on this huge armor and be wearing this mallet or this spear or any kind of heavy weaponry. If you are a foot soldier, you'll go light armored, and that armor will be skin tight. Which brings me to the next thing. Skin tight armor is restrictive. How's that restrictive? Well, if you see here, she has not boob plate, indeed. This will be historically inaccurate, but this will be historically accurate, to be honest. This big helmet, you have a lot of padding, cloth padding on there. The breastplate is not too big, but it betters the shape to accommodate for the breasts. The amount of cloth that will be there will be the same, and yeah, she will be a little more mobile. This kind of breastplating is only useful if you are going for full plate armor, and that will hinder your movement. That will lower your expectancy of life on a real combat situation where the enemy is wearing thinner armor. Your speed will be no match and you will die rather easily. We saw that with the Incas fighting with the Spaniards. Here on Ecuador, the best way was to be quick and step aside from the hits, not to take them on the armor. But yes, there was a need for actual historical boob plates. And yes, there were women that wore armors, and you know what? We have those armors and have boob plates. So, in this case, the Mandalorians are not protecting themselves from knives or from swords. They are protecting themselves from bullets, from blasters or any other kind. I guess they can actually tamper physical bullets, not only blaster, because we see that there's dents on Boba Fett's armor. Why would you do this boob armor this way? Well, this is a separate group of plates with a middle one on the chest. That will be fully useless. I will rather... There's a discussion to be made there. But you have the breastplates, and if you see, the belly protector is bigger on the women. They have better protection for the kidneys and for the liver and for the gut. So yes, they are better protected than the male Mandalorian. In this instance, they move quickly, so they need the movement, they need to be agile. Also, and to be fully honest, on this particular build, it's too tight to the body to be logical to just do a full race. The shoulders will have a lot more to work with that, and Yeah, it's not a good design. This is a good design. Have you ever done some paintball? Yeah, the chest protectors are sometimes difficult for your movement. They make you too heavy, yeah, too slow. So sometimes you forgo to the protection for a two-plate design, and that will give you a lot more movement, but it will actually lower the resistance on a hit, because this material will absorb part of the energy instead of the energy being pressed directly to you. The middle part will bend a bit and take the shock. Physics, baby. This is more for blasters, I get it. The design will be functional on that instance, is protecting the chest, is protecting the head, is protecting the shoulders. You have large gaps, but this is long range weaponry, so you will have less accuracy. Kinda makes sense. This armor is too unprotected for my taste, even on the male Mandalorians, but you know what? It is what it is. So yeah, that's all. I won't go with all the arguments that actual women that had some experience on the military area, some veterans and such. I think they can protect themselves. I'm sure they can break Anita Sarkeesian a new asshole. Tear Anita Sarkeesian a new asshole any day of the week. But yeah, I wanted to speak about the science on all of this, because I think we might get a better understanding on future designs of what to do. Bootplate, it works. That's all for today. Let's see you in the next video, and yeah, bye.